Views and opinions expressed on the Hemp Boca Show are those of the guests and audience, and not those of the hosts, this station, media platforms, or its management. The Hemp Boca Show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Any information related to CBD products provided during the show is not intended to treat, diagnose, and/or claim any cure of the disease or any medical condition. Before using CBD products, Chris and Jean recommend advice from a medical professional. Keep all CBD products away from children. Women who are breastfeeding, pregnant, or trying should not take CBD or hemp products unless recommended by your medical professional. Hemp Boca's products are not medicine and not required to have a medical card or prescription. They do not diagnose, cure, or prevent illness or disease. You must be 18 years or older to purchase products from Hemp Boca.
Hey, welcome to the Hemp Boca Show, live from Delray Beach, Florida. Thank you very much for joining us.
Happy Tuesday.
It's a beautiful day, as usual. No, not really.
Well, it's always beautiful day in sunny Florida.
It is.
Cloudy.
Even when it gets
today.
It was rain, but we're very fortunate to have somewhat of warm weather around the year.
No, I absolutely. Well, we were just talking about all the snowbirds are flying up to north, right?
Going back up to north, and
the traffic has kind of.
I don't know. I mean,
died down a little bit.
I don't know, but when it's like around, when it gets to the 60s, in the 60s, I've got a sweater on. People up north are freaking like.
In the 70s, I have sweater on. No, but I wouldn't trade places with anyone. I mean, I love Florida. I was raised here. Yeah. And I will die here.
So we have a good show for you today. As you know, the Hemp Boca Show, we focus on different aspects of the cannabis industry, but also discuss about CBD, the benefits, and controversial things, and that. And anyone who is interested in calling in, maybe on CBD products or against the CBD products, or all about prescription drugs, we want your input as well. 888-994-4995. You can call in. You can Facebook us with any questions that you'd like for us to answer. And we'll see what we can do. And of course, any questions that we can't answer, we're not sure about, we're going to be very honest with you, and we'll get it to you. Right. So, but we had a
interesting weekend. Yeah. Oh, how was Mama Ali? Shout out to her. Hello, Kalila. Chris says hello.
Well, we got to thank our producers Freddie and Dawn for introducing us to Miss Kalila Ali.
Yes,
wonderful woman.
Yeah, we've been spending a little time with her.
Yes,
great woman. Great,
very worldly, very full of life.
Yes.
Has kind of the same goals in ultimately, giving back to children and doing what she can to make a difference in their lives. And I think that was what really intrigued us most right from the beginning, right?
Yes.
So, what about the 4 Kids event? How was that? What do you think?
Well, caveat to that, we had, Miss Ali, she asked if she can join us at the charity because she was such an advocate of, children. So we got her an extra ticket to the charity event for kids. It went. I mean, it was a very eye-opening evening, and the guest speaker that was there,
Nick Devucic.
I can't even pronounce the last name.
Yes, this gentleman is incredible. He's born with no limbs, and his story is remarkable. He goes around and he's motivational. He's a motivational speaker, and he had we spent an hour with him at the Calvary Chapel in Fort Lauderdale, and it was an eye opener because it was all about supporting children and giving back and what children are going through, unfortunately dealing with. And how that ties into Hemp Boca? Well, when we started Hemp Boca, Jean and I made a promise that as we grow, we're going to, devote time, volunteer to a charity. We also want to create our own foundation. So this was a perfect invitation for us to go to learn more about 4Kids, to get to kind of rethink how, what we go through every day and how fortunate we are, so it was.
That was interesting at dinner, meeting the president of 4Kids and Doug, who is an advocate of 4Kids, what they had brought to the table and how we eventually will, set up a meeting with them to see how we can involve ourselves in contributing financially or, just being there to volunteer. Great stories. Brought some tears in the audience of the stories, what I don't want to repeat it, but I mean, it's a story that probably will touch a lot of people out there. But 4Kids is located Coconut Creek in Fort Lauderdale.
Cypress Creek. The Cypress Creek Road. Yeah. Coconut Creek's also a city.
I knew it had creek
but it's not
in
too
there.
far. It's not too far though. No, it's on Cypress Creek in Fort Lauderdale. But if you want to learn more about 4Kids and possibly give back or donate or volunteer, go to 4kids.us. Yes. Right. It's an incredible organization and what they're doing for children, from displacement to abuse children. Neglected. I mean, the whole thing, you can imagine. It's heart-wrenching, but it's also great to know that there's an organization there,
like that,
and they're growing too. They're growing fast. They've got multiple of offices. They're opening up satellite offices in other states. So that's phenomenal.
Yeah. Then we'll be so proud to be part of that.
Yeah. So all right. So on the CBD, I know we've talked about, I don't know, in the last couple of weeks of just driving around, traveling, we've seen nothing but, I don't know how many car accidents that occur here. And it's just because of, population, there's more people. And it got us to thinking, right, about, so many people unfortunately go through and have and experiences different injuries through, from
the root of the epidemic.
Yeah.
Epidemic.
And then caveat into how many people are right away getting prescription drugs and painkillers to take care of certain pains and inflammation and things like that. Of course, there are differences between, chronic, acute, and overuse type injuries, but it got us thinking. Well, this is what our products are trying to do to help people with pain relief and other things as well, or CBD in general.
Right. That's all across the board there. There's so much injury, pain, just in this country alone. How CBD has helped a lot of people just relieving their pain. Just getting to the root of the problem of the pain. I mean, from car accidents, accidents in general.
Slip and falls, anything that can happen.
And what do? You go to your doctor, and what do? You're in pain, they just write out a prescription for you. It's that easy, simple.
Right. It's okay to go, obviously, going to your medical doctor or what have you. That's okay. I mean, of course, everybody, we have to, that's a normal reaction. But I think because of with the CBD industry growing and it's in the forefront now, people are starting to rethink their ways of taking care of certain types of pain. Right. So instead of just quickly getting those prescription drugs and opioids and things like that. And I was reading this article, Gene, today about opioids in general, of the different types of ingredients, from morphine to fentanyl, hydromorphone, oxycodone.
Yeah, names that you can't pronounce. It's you can't pronounce it.
I know, but it's when I think of morphine, I'm thinking, what people take. Unfortunately, when they're at the last stages of a demise or something, hospice, and I'm thinking, wow, how many millions of people are taking these drugs for just to relieve pain,
right?
Where they could really learn and educate themselves about an alternative. So, but so what did you? So on the
Well, going back to what we were saying about Florida, South Florida alone, you know, with all the snowbirds that come down here for the season, which is from like what, November to about April,
right? Yeah.
April, May, right now. Just all the cars are here and all the accidents that we've seen in the past month or two, just in the past week that we've seen being on the road. And thinking about those accidents, injury persons that, you know, what happens with them in that point of, I guess, the accident itself. I mean, loss of time, loss of money, loss of, I mean, property, cars. And then they go into the hospital, or the unknown. They get tested by doctors, and just the
trauma, I
the
guess,
trauma involving surrounding an accident, what does to a person, and then the aftermath of how, you know, what they have to take care of. Not just the outside of your physical being, just everything surrounding the accident. So if you're injured, you have to go to the doctors. You have to make sure that, you know, you're going to a doctor regularly, or if they prescribe physical therapy, what that does to a person, mentally, physically. So, you know, what we were discussing earlier about injuries, there's all types of injury, how CBD products has helped relieve a lot of pain, anxiety, so forth. And just thinking of all these injuries, I mean, of course, they have to go to the doctors, and then, of course, they have to take medications. But if those medications are somewhat natural, if they're being tested in lab or with
we had no pesticides, no metals, and things like that. That you have some peace of mind that what you're taking is organic, is or natural, and it's not something that you can get addicted to.
Well, I don't think they're thinking about that. I think they're just thinking about relieving their pain.
But this is where we come in, right? Or others. You know, we have to come in and help educate that and give and bring awareness to that. To say, you know, fine, go get your prescription, but hold off. You know, before you even go with that prescription drug or that opioid. I mean, come on. I mean, morphine, fentanyl. I mean, there's all different types of or they call them opiates, but it's all different types. But really learn about CBD. Learn about the benefits of.
Right. We're not saying not take your prescription medications, but just, you know, kind of just limit it to where you can just wean yourself off, because there are people who are abusing it also.
Well, tell me the difference. I have a question. The difference between your CBD and the MLM CBDs that are advertised all over the place now. I see CBD kale chips and CBD smoothies and the isolate, you know, and people who are just doing MLM CBD. What makes Hemp Boca different than those companies?
The first thing that comes to mind is just knowing where the product is made. Where does it come from? Because on an MLM system, you have to be at a certain cost structure for it to even work in an MLM system.
Right.
So when there's a cost structure or reducing costs, then that goes into what is really put in there to make that CBD, you know, to fit within their budget or their the cost analysis of being able to sell through an MLM company. So. And that leads into the types of ingredients that you may have to use, whether it could be synthetic or somewhat overseas products that are doesn't cost as much.
Let's understand the quality then of Hemp Boca. It's grown where? It's manufactured where?
Yeah. You want to speak to that? Okay.
Yes. Well, Hemp Boca products are our farm is located in Colorado. And once it's grown, harvested, and it gets bottled, extracted, the dry extraction process goes through, and then lab tested, and then gets bottled. And then once it gets shipped down to, we have a lab, gets shipped down to Florida, there's a lab in Davie that we used for a second lab tested. And then once that's tested again, making sure there's no metals or pesticides, so forth, so the purity of it, then it gets shipped to our fulfillment center, which is very certified by
Yes, FDA
certified, and Homeland Security.
So it's understanding the quality of your product versus some of these others, and that's what makes Hempoka stand out.
Yes.
And the other thing, we're all about the hemp, plant. So we don't have, we keep everything as organic or natural. We have stevia and, the MCT fractionated coconut oil. We're not adding any flavor enhancements in there or any type, or removing any part of the product. So we keep everything together because it is the most effective form of CBD when you keep all the ingredients or the components of a plant together, which ends into the entourage effect, which we've talked about many times.
Well, not just that, the Hempoka products, we know what's in a product. There's only 3 ingredients in there, and versus other products where we don't know where the hemp is grown. It could be grown out another country, imported from another country. So we don't know how that's grown. There's no quality control overseas. So here, everything is made in the USA, and the extraction process that we use is a very high quality contained, where it's very expensive. So a lot of, say, bigger companies, when they're looking at the bottom line, so they may have to utilize a extraction process that is not so costly, so they can keep the cost down for the products. So that's where we can stand out from other companies. One of many.
The extraction process is important because you have sub and then the super, right? Which is because it goes through a second time around, but it's the smallest amount of the oil is the most purest that you get from the plant itself and the seeds. But the thing is, we use everything from top to seed,
Right.
But I think what's most important you brought up too is the fact that we don't just lab test once, and it's all third party, so there's no bias, right? It's not, and there are companies out there that actually test within.
Right. So that is how Hempoka, that we perceive that, how we are different from other companies. So if anyone wants to challenge us or call in questions or anything, please give us a call at 888-994-4995.
Now, you guys willing to compare your product with other products that would come forward? And if you do that comparison, one of the questions they're asking is, what would you look for the differences? How do we judge what's better and what's not better?
Just from when you see our product sitting there?
Yeah, and no, even usage. How would you compare one product from another? What makes the difference?
Well, I believe when you're just looking at the bottle side by side, I think the one that's very important that a lot of people miss is the labeling. That's very, very important, Freddie. I mean, we've seen bottles, tincture bottles, that just say 3 letters on it, CBD. And in small print the milligram, but not necessarily descriptive enough where it tells you what's in it, and I think that's important first, almost. So, but in our products, you'll see that.
Yes.
The other thing is that when you open the bottle, we've seen products that CBD look just like water, or a different color tone to it, We can speak to that because of how gold or copper looking, really, right?
Well, we have an open bottle right there if you want to.
Is it open? No, there's nothing in it, though.
Is it?
This one.
And Chris, how do you order the product?
You go to hempoka.com. There's a store link there that goes right to the store, and then each of the products has the different information on there, even to tell you, kind of give you an idea how to use it or the dosage, which I want to get into a little bit as well. Or you can go dial 561-330-5655 as well.
Slower again.
Again, it's 561-330-5655.
Or just go to hempoka.com. Also, I want to add, on our bottles here, there is a QR code that will, if you scan that will go directly to the lab reports. That is one of the biggest things that we're huge on, because there are a lot of bottles, a lot of companies that don't have the QR codes that tells you everything that's in this bottle.
Right.
So
yeah, you know, we try to implement regulations that we know that are coming ahead of time, and one of them is the QR code. I mean, that should just gives the consumer peace of mind of what's in there, and what we're also advertising, you know, as well. You know, we can say all we want what's in that, and what, you know, it's no more than 0.3% THC, but here's proof. You have, you know, access to it at all times.
Right.
And is it true that when you buy your product, you guys are up for consultations, the best way of using it, time of day, if people have illnesses or diseases, if they're taking medication, you guys are open to talk to them?
Absolutely.
By buying your product?
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
But we always recommend, because we're not doctors in any way, shape, or form, that we always recommend that to always consult with your medical professional. But anyone who has any questions, we'd be more than happy to help them as much. And if we don't have the answer to it, we'll get it to them.
Right.
You know, but our ultimate goal is to just bring relief as much as we can and reduce the opioid epidemic.
Yes, that is one of our goal, but it is a huge problem in this country with abusing painkillers, opioids. We were just talking about at lunch today about how can we make an impact, you know, in our community. Here in Delray, there's a huge epidemic on that. And
it's just recreational too. Some just take it recreationally.
Right, abusing it.
However they get it, you know, but you know, go ahead.
No, so, you know, we don't have the answers, but we're here to help, assist, educate, bring awareness to our community. So if anyone who has an addiction or wants some more information on our products or on CBD in general, we're here to try to answer, help, and assist you in any way, shapes, or form. So again, please call in at 888-994-4995. We're here every Tuesday from 2:30 to 3:30 in the heart of Delray Gallery here on Federal Highway between Woolbright and Atlantic Avenue.
Right, and if anybody's driving by that you have an open door policy, you're more than welcome to come in, sit down, watch us live, ask us questions. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
There was a lady that was here right before you went on the air that was in a wheelchair, and she is responsible for those mats that you see on the beach. She created that. And she was telling us how remarkable CBD has been in her progress. She now walks. This lady did not walk before.
Wow.
And she wants to come back. That's why she wants to call you. She asked you for the number. She loved the packaging. She loved your sincerity and that you took time out to talk to her. A lot of people say, here, buy my product, and you never hear from them.
Right.
But I said to her, listen, they'll talk to you. They'll do a consultation with you because you and I had talked about this. She loves that. She loves that whole thing of getting into something and being guided, which is a very important piece of what you bring.
Yeah, for sure, Freddie. I mean, the other thing too, we're trying to get into addiction centers to do presentations. We're not going into these centers just to here's our product, and sell our products. We're literally going in there unbiased and just educate, just say, listen, in a general manner. Not we'll speak about Hempoka and how we started and why and the purpose, but really get into the CBD products. And that the one thing about the people with addictions, they fear of getting addicted on whatever you're trying to talk to them about, right? So our goal is to bring peace of mind to them that you cannot get addicted to our products.
No, we want them addicted, but addicted to being healthy and happy.
Yes. Well, that addiction, yes. But not the product itself. Unbelievable. But you mentioned something earlier, which is also something that I really want to focus on. Today, there's nothing set in stone on what the word dosage means. Right?
Correct.
Whenever we get a customer that buys our products, they always ask, how much do I take? What do I do? And this and that. So we always recommend start low, then grow. But really, how many drops is that? Or how much of a measurement of a dropper you take when you're taking a tincture or something? It's easy to gauge when you're doing like edibles or bath bombs and stuff. I mean, you can't really
Freddie
measure that
almost
much.
drowned in his bathtub, not bath bombs.
But for dosage, I really want to point out that when you're starting out taking CBD, you have to understand that everybody is different. Everyone is built differently, right? We all have the endocannabinoid system, but we all react differently to things, whatever, regardless of what it is. Same thing with CBD. So CBD does not have, you'd say, like an official serving size. So what you do, we recommend you gauge your level of pain, and do some research on the different types of strengths that are out there, and and why you would take a 300 milligram versus like a 600 milligram or 1,000 milligram. They're out there because it has to also do with the weight of a person, right? So there are charts, and I had put up on our website, if you go to hempoka.com and you click on the word dosage, all the information is there. It actually describes in detail how you would measure your own regimen and based on your weight and pain level. And I read it over today, and I think it's very, very informative. And I invite you to our website, to learn about how to take your product, especially the tincture, and create your regimen that's best for you.
Right. Well said. Well said. Couldn't have said it any better.
So, well, thank you. That's my business partner, people. Of course she's going to be, agreeing with me, right? No. No. It's very rare. That's okay. But yeah, I mean, you want to touch on, I think you should touch on a little bit more about when you take CBD, I take CBD all the time.
Oh, yes, religiously.
And how we take it, so share your experiences.
Right. For myself, I've had toothache, I've had hangovers, I've had headaches, migraines, to the point that, my gosh, that I just didn't want to be, just the sunlight just aggravates me, my mind, my head. Take 3 drops of 600 milligrams daily, but it has to be, you got to be on a regimen on the same time every day. So I take that every morning, so that helps me, throughout the day. If I need it again at night, I'll take it probably like an hour before bedtime, if I need it, but which is rare that I need that. But it does help with a lot of, I don't get anxieties, maybe camera shy, but tongue tied.
Yeah, that's fine.
But other than that, no, it's been good.
But especially on
you?
Yeah, no, it's helped me a lot with the anxiety and sleep, But in the beginning, I had to create, I had to figure out my dosage, right, my regimen, because when I first took a couple of drops, I just didn't really feel. I felt something, but it wasn't really where I wanted to be. So then I increased it and what have you, and that point on, I've learned. Now I have my own regimen
which is
so. And I want to get into the dropper, right? You got the dropper in here. So one dropper is typically measured as 1 milliliter when you fill it, right? So here, perfect example, says it right here, up to 1 milliliter.
Right.
Okay. So now the other question too is, okay, well that's fine and dandy, but now I have let's say you have a 1,500 milligram tincture. Right, with a 1 milliliter dropper. So I had customers asking, okay, so what's the best way of measuring my intake, or what I should take? You can't really. Even though weight has to do with it, but sometimes it's not an appropriate question to ask about your weight. But in this case, it's good to ask, because that kind of
never
helps.
Ask a woman about their weight.
When it comes to tinctures. Come on now. How are you going to answer the question? So you give a range, right? Well, if you weigh, you do this and this.
Right.
So if you take like a 1,500 milligram tincture, right? And it's a 30 milliliter bottle. What you do is that you divide the 1,500 into the 30, and then that gives you what the total number per or milligrams of CBD per dropper.
So you divide the strength.
That's correct.
With the 30.
Right.
I guess the dropper size.
That's correct.
Which is 30 milliliter.
Yeah. So you take 1,500 milligram, right? You divide it into a 30 milliliter bottle.
Right.
It tells you, so for one dropper, you have 50 milligrams of CBD.
In that one dropper.
In that one drop, in one dropper, right? One ml.
Okay.
Okay. So then you take the chart. This is really, really interesting. So let's say you weigh anywhere between 150 to 240 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. And your pain level is medium, right? You have 1 to 10 type thing, right? But they say it's you gauge it yourself, right? You the only one who knows what your pain level is. And it suggests that you take anywhere from 20 to 30 milligrams of CBD.
Right.
So if you have a 1,500 milligram bottle, you divide it into 30 milliliters, gives you the 50 milligram. So now you should only take half of the dropper. Excuse me, which is about 25 milligrams of CBD.
Okay.
And that's how you calculate. Engaged. And it's the easiest way to calculate.
Okay.
And then you can just kind of gauge from there.
Okay. Let's say I have a neck pain. So what would you recommend for me if I said I have my neck stiff, or I slept wrong and I have this tension on my shoulders, my neck? What would you recommend?
Okay, great question. So the first question would be what type of injury or what type of pain you have, right? It may not be an injury, but it also gives you an idea of where you're at. So if you have like an acute type feeling, a chronic, or a what's the word? Overuse. Okay, so the difference is acute is more of an injury that was kind of like a single type of event that happened, a traumatic event, right?
Right.
Chronic defines as a pain that anywhere that's greater than 3 months or more.
Okay, I'm in pain right now, so tell me.
Well, no, we've got an audience here. So I would ask you, what's your pain level? Okay, and how long have you had it?
Pain level like 1 to 10.
Yes.
Pain level like a 4.
Okay, so I know I can't ask the second question because you'll slap me, but so I'm gonna say, okay, if you weigh between this and this, then I can help gauge where you should start.
Okay.
On not only the milligrams
I weigh and 150.
Okay, so how long have you had your pain?
About
recently. Has it been 3 months? It's been
probably months.
Years or what?
Months.
Months?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've tried painkillers or opioid? What kind of ibuprofen, Tylenol, anything?
No, I don't.
And where's the pain from?
I slept wrong.
That's all it is? Just sleeping wrong?
Probably. Working out strenuously and sleeping wrong.
Okay. Well, I would recommend starting out with a 300 milligram.
Okay.
And then take the same formula, as far as
which is the strength divided by
which ends up, so in our bottles we have 300 milligram at 15 ml bottle, right? So that equates to 20 milligrams of CBD in one dropper. Okay, so let's say you're at 150 pounds and it says here you should gauge between 20 and 25 milligrams, or 20 and 30. Well, then you're right at that point. So you would take one dropper a day, right? Or no more than 20 milligrams, but it's a per day.
Okay.
So in your sense, in your case, that's what you would
thank you. So what if more of a serious injury? Let's say they got in a car accident and they got whiplash and they have pain all down their spine, their back. What would you recommend?
Well, but it also depends on weight too, right? Because the heavier a person is, regardless of pain, regardless of pain, the heavier a person is, the harder it is for the product to absorb, right? And to last long.
Right.
So then you have to now think about jumping it up to a different milligram. So it could be 600 milligram, right? Or even 1,000 or 1,500.
Right.
So it's not just the chronic pain, the condition, it's also the physique of the individual you have to take in consideration.
Right.
So if you're going to base it on still 150 pounds and you're in severe pain and it's been like this when you have inflammation, then yes, then I would probably recommend a 600 milligram tincture.
Or higher.
I would start at 600.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say go higher. I would just start at 600. When regardless of where you start, right? It's a starting point. You have to start somewhere. If you find that the 600 is, helping, but you may have a reaction where it's making you drowsy, right? Like a side effect, so to speak, then we know to cut it back to a 300 tincture. Right. If you have a 600 and using it and you're somewhat feeling a relief, but you're not getting what you want, it doesn't mean you go to 1,000. It just means you just
increase your
dosage, right? Okay. But try not to exceed what the average, milligrams on the chart. Now, again, this is not regulated. This is just a bunch of information and data from doctors and physicians and CBD experts, and this is what they come up with as an average of what you should start with.
Okay.
It's a safe,
so there's a formula,
safe zone.
Right? The formula.
That's
which
correct.
Is the strength divided by the
strength, the
milliliter of the bottle.
Correct.
Okay.
And it gives you the full CBD milligrams of one dropper.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
That was informative.
I hope so. Jeez. I read a lot, No, but this. Let me tell you, I've read this over and over again. We've done this too. And it can get very confusing. Like I sat there.
I agree.
And I remember taking a pad out and a pen. I'm writing this stuff down. I was like, oh, okay. But
it makes sense.
Yeah. I found this to be the easiest way to calculate.
Right.
There are people out there that can multiply, divide in seconds, and there are people out there that take minutes. Right. But I found this to accommodate everybody.
So are you not good at math?
I'm pretty good at math. But as you get older, you lose some things here and there. But did that help you? Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, I know you had a couple of things that you wanted to discuss on the show that was important.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we gotta tell them about the edibles, our gummies.
Oh.
Those are
yummy. Our piggies.
The little piggies.
Our piggies. Oh, did you? You are a pig.
Why?
No, your sign.
Oh, I know. Why do you going to point that out?
Don's like.
Why do you going to point that out? You did it last time.
You know what? And then our edibles are piggies.
Yes. Okay.
So they represent you.
Okay. No, if you go to hempoka.com, we are offering a special on our gummies. It's a 5-pack. It's really $21.99, but there are $12.
Yes.
So we want you to try them. We have a lot of customers taking our product, our edibles, helping with all different types of pain, and it's one of the top sellers. And
Meryl, poor one, but she found relief in just one of our piggy daily, and that's all she takes, and which is incredible.
I love hearing stories like that.
I know, and there's many stories. So
it's so true. Is it when you get these testimonials, all these customers calling back to reorder, place new orders? And they tell you, I can't believe how I'm feeling. Or I'm feeling great. It's been months, but I just told a friend of mine or a relative has a similar, and they're interested. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's all about word of mouth right now, and what gets to me is when we started this company, and now we're a year older. We're a year old.
1 year.
1 year old, and now we meet people every day. We encounter different types of people in our daily, schedule.
Yeah.
And for us, they ask what we do, so forth, and we tell them we sell CBD, and how many reactions did we get Like, oh wow, it's like everyone is now is aware of CBD. Well, I get rarity.
I love it.
That they don't know what CBD is.
Yeah.
But you do get those 1 or 2 people that do not know what CBD oil is. Like, okay. But no, they're just open-minded. They wanted to hear. They want to know more because they're not educated, or not educated, but they're not aware of of the
what to look for, and
not just what to look for, what it does for people, because sometimes they're healthy, so they don't think they need anything, but really everyone needs CBD because your body, I think, you lose. No, I'm not a medical doctor or anything, but your inside disintegrate little by little, right? And so you need to replenish. You can never get that back. But with CBD, what I've read and researched and studied, that it renews your cells little by little, or it doesn't, or protects your cells, so you don't. I don't want to say age.
Yeah, but you age gracefully, basically.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think us and other podcasts or within the industry or other CBD companies who just continue spending more and more time educating, come out with all these tests and data and stuff to just show, because there's still a lot of people feel there's not enough information to convince them, but they seem to have enough information to be convinced to take drugs that can be addicting, or there are people out there that have taken those painkillers to a point where they've lost lives, right. So this is truly a very healthy
alternative
way to improve on your lifestyle, right?
Absolutely.
When it comes to having to take something to help with your pain regimen, so
now let's talk about our products that we're going to be coming out with. I'm excited because CBD, and now they're in skincare, hair care. They're coming out with capsules,
water,
coffee,
chocolates,
beer, all these things that we hear that people are doing. I mean, close friends of ours have restaurants that they're in contract with a beer brewery that is looking for a CBD company to infuse in their beer, coffee,
right.
So forth. But I'm just excited about skincare, my skincare line. I know I've been waiting, but it is just taking a tincture itself. I think that helps you with your skin, alone. Your skin, as you can contest to that, because you have noticed, right?
Yes, I have.
Been taking that on a regimen.
I'm convinced that since I've been on the tincture, like the 300 milligram, I have seen a difference in. I don't have as many wrinkles, and I don't mind disclosing that, but. I haven't seen as many wrinkles, but I've also been complimented.
Really? People can't see. Can you look in the mirror? I mean, sorry. In the mirror.
I can see.
In the screen.
No, but I've also been told that I seem to have very good skin, you do have nice skin. I've noticed a difference. I really have noticed a difference, the tightness and the purity, the shiny, whatever. But
the glow.
I have. I really believe it's.
Well, you are glowing
and I have
right
no
now.
proof, but I really believe it is from. But when you read about the tincture, and the oils and stuff and what it can do, it does talk about how it preserves your skin and it helps purify it, and I've read articles about that, and I really believe that's what's happening to me.
Well, that's why there's so many companies who's coming out with skincare with CBD in it, with cannabis. So that shows right there that it does work.
Oh yeah,
but of course with other ingredients, that's mixed in with it. And then, what about our hair care product?
Right.
I can't wait for that.
The collagen, you have, your skincare. You created your own regimen,
right?
you know. So you want to touch on that? That would be, because I always like to learn a lot, because that's your forte. I don't know much about it. I just learned through you. But you chose 5 specific products because they kind of all work together in a way.
It's a regimen. Women, well, men and women should have their own regimen. Yeah. This specifically is my regimen. So I think a lot of women can contest to that, because you always need a good cleanser to clean your face, and then you need a nice toner, which tones your face after you clean it, and then a good moisturizer during the day with SPF. And also at night you would need a serum before you put the night cream or night moisturizer on. So with that, I mean, you're going to get the whole regimen, and then you're going to, I can't wait for it to try it.
I know. Long white, but it's going to be worth it, I'm sure. You know, it's like anything. When you come out with a new product, you have to go through a whole testing, you know, length of tests and approvals and things like that. But I think the end result is, I think you created a great
believe so too. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's nice.
Nice job on that, though.
I don't know. Were we supposed to go to commercial at any time? We're just running through this.
Unbelievable. I guess that's our commercial break. I guess we're just going to keep
going. We're just going to go on a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Chris and Jean, Hemp Boca.
The Hemp Boca Show in Delray.
Experian Travel, a subsidiary of Cruise Planners Travel Advisor, is merely a selling agency and makes no warranty expressed or implied. Each Cruise Planners is individually owned and operated. Experian Travels and Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and a very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. Our travel advisors will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. We specialize in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation just for you. The material presented in this commercial is provided for informational purposes only and is based upon information that is considered to be reliable. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Securities or other financial instruments mentioned in this material are not suitable for all investors. Any opinions expressed herein are given in good faith, are subject to change without notice, and are only intended at the moment of their issue as conditions quickly change. Phil, a regular guest on Bloomberg Canada's Money Talk, with a recent public platform average of over 100% annual gains, said, "Don't gamble with your investments, be the house, not the gambler." At philstockworld.com, a top stock market investment site in the U.S. and ranked most influential stock market professional with almost 500,000 Twitter followers. Visit www.philstockworld.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone.
That was like the quickest break. I don't know. I don't even know if it was a break.
Well, it wasn't that long because, yes, you're right, because I couldn't run to the ladies' room.
I know, right? That's why you dance around in that chair of yours. So listen, audience, we want to really connect with you guys. We appreciate you listening in, and some of you are probably watching us, but we want some call-ins. Please call in if you have any questions. If you're against CBD products, if you're on the prescription drugs, or if you're for CBD products, so if you want to learn more about, give us a call at 888-994-4995. This is what it's all about. It's not just Gene and I here collaborating here and just talking about our day and what we've done the last week. We want you guys to call in and
interact with us.
Have great conversations, challenge us. That's what we're here for.
And if any one of you that would like to try our products or learn more about our products, please write to us, call us. Mm-hmm. I'd be happy to sit down, have coffee, a glass of wine. We can do, a little
little dance. You dance well too.
No, anything, seriously.
Yeah.
You know, we're willing, we're here, you know, we're local. We want the community. We want to really bring awareness. So please.
Right. You go to hempoka.com, and also you can dial 561-330-5655. And
that's 561-330-5655.
Right.
Sorry, Chris is speaking to that. What?
What have you been up to last week? What have you learned? What's new coming through that's changing, that you're learning?
Oh, goodness.
Wow. The children that just... well, go ahead. I mean, no, there's a reason...
No, are you talking about the industry, or just talking in general about Hempoka?
In general.
You know, it's growing a business. It's starting with boots on the ground and starting in a business that has a lot of competition.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah, we talk about that every day, that people will become counter with every day. Mm-hmm. We've been actually active with charity work and networking with people. We have connected with some restaurant owners, hotels, spas. I mean, all different. There's a lot of things that's in the works right now.
We're getting a
So people who are watching and listening,
there's.
You know what? This is great. This resonates with me. It's not. I don't have pain, but it could work with this person. I can see it here. I can see it there. What are you finding out in the industry? Or where you're at?
Yeah, no, there's more skepticism, right, than the people that are wanting to really try CBD products. I found, you know, in the last couple of weeks, we found more people inquiring, which is a good thing. We actually were at an event, networking event, and I'm in an elevator, and a woman happened to recognize me from having, you know, this show, and she's, you know, so. It's great to hear, because we want to get that exposure out. We want customers to come to us and ask us, you know, again, it's always going to be the challenging question you asked earlier is, you know, why is Hempoka different? We first have gone into pretty much how our products are made and things like that. But when we found out that that's what everybody else is saying, we then changed that. We're more about what we're doing, you know, locally. You know, some of the recent testimonials we've had, why Hempoka was started in the first place, what our ultimate goal is. And then the other thing too, we learned that we're so focused on CBD products for adults, but we don't have, we never really focused or considered what young kids or children may benefit from, you know, CBD products. And you know, and being a part of the charity or foundation, realizing what they're going through, like, and you know, depression and other things too. I'd like to see how Hempoka can help for kids, and see if we can get enough data in helping children.
Yes, that's one of our ultimate goal, which we have started to plant seed there at 4Kids. We are in talks and meeting with the president of 4Kids. He is really, really, really genuine, great guy that wanting to help kids and interested in, you know, joining ventures with Hempoka, you know, being involved with them and them learning more about CBD products. So we don't know when that's going to be, but we just met with him on Friday at the charity event. So that's what we're doing as far as you know, getting out there and networking and talking to people in the community.
And the other thing too is I want us to get more involved in addiction centers as well. It's not so much, okay, you know, these different, or the most common pain, well, we talk about all these common pain symptoms, but what about demographics now? Let's focus more on demographics, and I think we can make a significant difference in addiction centers if we're given the opportunity to make our case, or have presentations and educate, provide information. They can reconsider taking painkiller, taking certain drugs that are that could be more harmful, or that they could create an addiction where they can't hear.
So if anyone out there that that knows anyone in the recovery centers that would want to sit down and talk with us, give us a call at 888-994-4995 or reach out to us directly at 561-330-5655 or go to our website, hempboca.com. We're willing to sit down and just hear you out and just see what we can do. I mean, it is an epidemic, and we are probably in the heart of addiction centers here in Delray alone. We're probably one of the biggest, most recovery centers in the nation. So we're in the heart of it here.
Even parents that are listening, that maybe themselves have addictions, or they have their kids.
Anyone that knows anyone who needs help, that wants an alternative, way to, getting off the prescription drugs. We're here. We'll research. We'll find answers and try to help as much as possible. So,
I know it's a long road, but
we'll get there.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna help. And that's what it's all about. So, again, we'll have a couple minutes left for the show. You can dial in at 888-994-4995,
or visit us at hempboca.com.
Yeah, it's good. So, on the I think that's it. It's 3:30. Come back. You're gonna close it out?
Yes.
Why are you laughing? Jeez, I tell you, it's like when you go live. You just
look so serious. You're just like. Sorry, can't help it.
Oh my God, that's what happened.
No, it's 3:30 already. That's been a quick hour. It's been a quick hour. We only took one break. It was interesting. So again, anyone who wants to sit down with us, myself or Chris, have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, champagne or anything, and talk about anything that you'd like to know about hemp boca or CBD.
Go to the...
Okay, Freddie.
Let's leave it to the producers, right?
Yes. Reach out to us, 561-330-5655, or go on our website, hempboca.com. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next week, Tuesday from 2:30 to 3:30.
Great. Thank you. Hemp Boca Show with Chris and Jean.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Experian Travel, a subsidiary of Cruise Planners Travel Advisor, is merely a selling agency and makes no warranty expressed or implied. Each Cruise Planners is individually owned and operated. Experian Travels and Cruise Planners, an American Express travel representative, has a tremendous reputation for quality, service, and a very competitive pricing for all of your travel needs. Our travel advisors will help you discover exciting adventures around the world, from cruises to land tours and completely packaged vacations. We specialize in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation just for you. The material presented in this commercial is provided for informational purposes only and is based upon information that is considered to be reliable. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Securities or other financial instruments mentioned in this material are not suitable for all investors. Any opinions expressed herein are given in good faith, are subject to change without notice, and are only intended at the moment of their issue as conditions quickly change. Phil, a regular guest on Bloomberg Canada's Money Talk, with a recent public platform average over 100% annual gain, said, "Don't gamble with your investments. Be the house, not the gambler." At philstockworld.com, a top stock market investment site in the U.S. and ranked most influential stock market professional with almost 500,000 Twitter followers. Visit www.philstockworld.com for more information.